Hey, good morning to you. Good afternoon. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Tuesday, April 20th. I do have a few things to go with y'all. Not only the snowfall that's going on, the severe weather over Florida, and the severe weather in the southeast. I am going to go through that with y'all. Now, the main thing we have going on, not only the sulfur dioxide that is still coming into the southeast, now it's starting to get into the Gulf of Mexico, and it could go towards the Gulf states. So I'm going to go through your sulfur dioxide levels and what the effects of them will happen to you. I will do that in this video and update you again so you know exactly what the outcomes could be. Now, if you've never been here before, good morning to you. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day, just not Friday afternoon into Saturday afternoon. That's when I take my Sabbath. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video. Now, we do have some storms that's coming to Florida today, and there is a tornado watch for the area for today, and we have even bigger tornado watches coming into Friday and to Saturday as well. And you can see these upper level lows trying to become a surface low pressure, but it's getting a lot of wind shear. Got a rogue cell going off right there, but it's getting a lot of wind shear, so that's stopping this from growing to its full potential, but it will be strong enough. Now, the two videos that you see on the left today, one is GFS, the other one is Euro, and it is showing you the cold air that is coming in from the Arctic blast that we are going to be having. Now, we do have thunderstorms in this green today, but down here in Florida, we are in a marginal risk for severe storm. Matter of fact, we had a 2% risk for tornadoes in this green area. This is your 2% risk for tornadoes for today. Then as we go into tomorrow, we still have the thunderstorms in southern Florida, and we still have the thunderstorms going into the northeast with the marginal for severe. And now for Friday, our 15% chance for tornadoes has even grown. It's all in this yellow area as it goes into Louisiana and Mississippi. I'm actually showing that this is going to start late in the evening Friday and carry into Saturday into the southeast. And it's actually going to be worse towards eastern Texas and then all over Louisiana and Mississippi. Then as you go into Saturday, the 15% chance carries over all the way to southern Georgia and northern Florida as well. So the whole area is in a 15% chance now. Matter of fact, I'm expecting it to be a little bit higher for northern Louisiana and central Mississippi going from Friday night into Saturday. I believe that will be upgraded. So as you go into Friday, you have the 15% risk for tornadoes for Friday. And the main cities of population is Houston, Texas, San Antonio, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas. Then as you go into Saturday for the 15% risk, the main cities is New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Montgomery, Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia. And I have an update for you for the second Arctic blast that is coming after the one that we are getting right now. Matter of fact, on the GFS is showing that on the 21st all the way down to the 23rd and 24th is how deep this cold air is going to reach. But the Arctic oscillation is showing that it also will go all the way to the 27th with this deepest anomaly for cold air coming into our country, and I do have an update for that. Now, this is our 12Z for early this morning, 7 o'clock Central Time. And you can see that our cold air does come in for our temperatures, and you get, matter of fact, into the high 20s, into the low 20s for northern Texas. And with the wind chills, everybody's going to feel like they're in the 20s now with teen temperatures for northern Texas. So it's really going to be cold for today and tomorrow, especially for northern Texas. Now, the temperatures for tomorrow is going to pull down even more. Now, the Ohio Valley is starting to be in the 20s. Texas, you're still in the 30s today and tomorrow. But now it's starting to get somewhere around the high 30s for Mississippi, Louisiana, even northern Alabama as well. So this cold air will continue to move to the south and southeast. And with the wind chills, it's going to make everybody feel like they're in the teen temperatures now, and especially the south. The wind chills for tomorrow, you're going to feel like you're in the 20s for most of Texas, and lower Texas is going to feel like you're in the 30s, while you have everyone in the deep south feeling like you're anywhere from the 30s to the high 20s as far as the wind chills. And it will carry over into Alabama, also for northern Georgia. So y'all will feel these wind chill temperatures. It will feel very cold. Thursday morning, you're still going to have freezing temperatures in the country. This is when that second dip goes towards the northeast, puts the northeast in freezing temperatures, and now the south is going to be in high 30s to medium to high 40s. So it's not going to be too bad for y'all. By this point, most of the cold air is gone. But once again, for northern Texas, with the wind chill, you're going to feel like you're in the low 30s to high 20s. So today, tomorrow, and the next day, you're going to be very cold. While the wind chills don't affect too much for the deep south, you're in the 40s at this point. It's still chilly, but it's not the 30s. But the northeast, the wind chills are really making you feel really, really cold come Thursday. And when you wind chill temperatures, you will feel like you're in the teen digits. So it will be a very cold wind chill. So please be careful with that. And the coldest of the air would be around the 26th to 27th into the 28th of this month. And I am showing that this is your 500 millibar height level as far as temperatures. This is looking directly on your country. And you can see on the 26th that the cold air does start to come in, and it does go down all the way to the 27th as your deepest Arctic oscillation of air coming into our country. So it will be a southwest problem. And you see that it does kind of stay somewhat cold for northern Texas all the way to the 27th as it goes on a northern to a high ridge, and it will leave the south somewhat. It don't stay cold all for y'all. These are all 40s, high 40s for y'all, so it's not going to be freezing temperatures. But after the 28th is about the coldest time that you have for Texas. Then as it goes across the south, these are 40s, high 40s that will be passing for you, so it's not too cold. But if you notice, it goes back towards a negative tilt, and it goes straight over to Carolinas and Georgia. So there is a chance for y'all to be, once again, in freezing temperatures come the end of April, the beginning of May, especially for the southeast. I will update you. And the update on your sulfur dioxide, guys, because it's still showing that we have unhealthy levels that is going to be passing through today. Now, mostly it's going to go through the Caribbean. It's going to affect the Bahamas, especially Cuba. But it will be done with Florida come Wednesday morning, which is a good thing. But if you keep watching, you'll see that it will expand out into the Gulf as it thins out for everyone else, Caribbean and Florida, as you go into Wednesday and Thursday. But you can see here that in Mexico City, that volcano is still erupting. It is still putting sulfur dioxide into our atmosphere, and it's still an ongoing situation. So as you watch it go later on this afternoon into tomorrow, and then once you get into Thursday, it dissipates for Florida and the Caribbeans. But now it pushes into our Gulf, and it collides together from the sulfur dioxide from this volcano, and now it's going to start pushing into the Gulf of Mexico, and you start getting levels in Louisiana, Texas, and even possible for Alabama. We still need an update on this, but you can see the sulfur dioxide that is moving in. Now right now you are at low parts per million, and I will explain that to you. You're at 4 or 5, but you're getting parts of 7 and 8, and that is actually unhealthy for you. And the parts that are coming could be up to 21. So let me explain to you what that means. But the worst time for the sulfur dioxide today, which will be the last worst time for you for the islands as well as for Florida, will be around 4 p.m. today. You see that you have 50s, 70s, even 80s still for the Bahamas, and I will go through what that is. Remember, you got 50s, 70s, and 80s. And now lower Florida, now you're getting anywhere from 30s to 40s to even 50s and almost 60 in your area, and I will explain this to you. And then as you go a little bit northern, you see that it's more like 3, 4, 5s, but you have some 8s here, which could be unhealthy, and you have some 6s and some 4s down here right below Cape Coral. That's about where the worst of it is. Everyone in this blue will be okay as far as the breathing problems. But as you go through today into tomorrow, it starts dissipating for you. Bahamas still have some strong values of 60 that's going on for tomorrow, but it will start thinning out as you go from tomorrow into Thursday, and then by Friday, you are all at very healthy levels. It's not really going to be a problem at that point. Now it's going into the Gulf of Mexico. Now this is your converter. It lets you know what amounts of SO2, the sulfur dioxide, really becomes dangerous for your air. It lets you know the parts per million. And then I'm going to show you next how many parts per million you can expect as far as what health effects can happen. So sulfur dioxide is your molecular weight, and as you put in 20 milligrams, 20 gives you 7 parts per million. And a lot of y'all had 30s and 50s and 70s. 50 will give you actually 17 parts per million, which is right on the edge. Once you get to 20 above and you're in that for 48 hours, it really could have deadly effects. But for the Bahamas, you have anywhere from 70s to 80s, and 70s is well over the limit. You're at 24, almost 25 parts per million. And to go over this once again with you so you know the health effects of respiratory exposure to sulfur dioxide, and this is all in parts per million. See up here, parts per million. 1 to 5. Now that's a lot of people that is in Florida. You will have a lot of these 1 to 5s. That's probably why you have that acidy taste in your mouth as you are outside. And it's very important to know that all these effects is all something that can happen to you if you're in outside air for 4 to 8 hours, and if you're doing extraneous activity as well. If you're really exhausting your body, these effects will be stronger on you. So 1 to 5 parts per million threshold for the respiratory response in healthy individuals upon exercise or deep breathing will have problems with your respiratory. 3 to 5 is where it really starts to get intense. Gas is easily noticeable a fall in lung function at rest, and increased airway resistance. So you will notice the stress. And even 5 parts per million, which is at one of the lowest numbers that we've seen, increased airway resistance in healthy individuals becomes rough. Now, once you get to 6, you have immediate irritation of eyes, nose, and throat. Now, once you get to 10 parts per million, where a lot of y'all still are today, y'all all at 10 and 15s, the Bahamas are at 20 plus. So 10s will bring you a worsening irritation of the eyes, nose, and throat the longer you are outside. 10 to 15 is actually a threshold for the toxic air for prolonged exposure. So once you get to 10, 15, then it starts really getting dangerous the longer you're outside exhausting your body in this air. Now once you get to 20 plus, this is where a lot of the Bahamas are still going to be in well today and well into tomorrow. 20 plus, 48 hours in there exhausting your body, and especially a 48-hour exposure of this, it will cause paralysis or even death. So you need to be careful what you're going to do as far as extended exposure, exhausting your body outside, because this air is not leaving yet. And for Louisiana, you had your parts just starting, but the 20 parts per million will bring at least 5 and 6 into your state. And that's going to be for Texas. It's going to spread into Alabama as well. As far as how much is going to thin out or thicken up, we will need an update. But so far, you can expect to have increased airway resistance in healthy individuals, also immediate eye irritation to your nose, eyes, and your throat. So please be careful with your strenuous activity come into this weekend. And as the latest update, I'm still showing that we still have 45 volcanoes still erupting, guys. The last update was March 12th, and these are still continuing. So these volcanoes are not going anywhere. We have 45 of them still erupting right now. We also have your severe weather that you have for Florida today. And you can see right around 9 o'clock this morning, you start getting some storms coming in. These cells are going to be pretty nasty cells. But now you're seeing around noontime today, you're starting to get some cells with some little hail cores into them. You might even have some water spouts going on, and they could turn into tornadoes as they come on land. But mostly right below Sarasota around noontime. Then as you go throughout your day, it's going to drag even further south. 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, now Cape Coral is starting to see some nasty little cells right around 1, 2 o'clock. Then all the way to 5 o'clock, and then it starts weakening. But Palm Bay, you still have a couple cells that still have some nasty hooks to them, even by 5 p.m. this afternoon. But once you get into later this afternoon, then it's all going to be done with. Your tornado threat will be over. And you also can see your Cape values. Right around 10 o'clock this morning is where your strongest is going to be. And it's definitely going to be over 2,000, which can support tornadoes. But definitely going to be some severe storms that you will be dealing with as it goes east and south. So as it drags through the day, 10, 11 o'clock in the morning is your strongest for your Cape values. Then it would immediately, right at noontime, start to go down, and it'll be a southeast problem, mostly for Florida. And you're dealing with the sulfur dioxide as well. So it's best just to stay inside today. It's probably best to turn your air conditioner off. I know it's hot, but it will be bringing all this dangerous air of the sulfur dioxide into your home. So I know it's hot. Please take this warning with what you want to do with your own household. As you go past 2 p.m., it starts weakening down this afternoon as far as your Cape values. And as you go later in the afternoon from 8 to 9 o'clock, then your Cape values will be done with. As well as your significant tornado perimeter. You don't have significant tornado perimeters going on, but you do have 1s, 2s, even 3s popping up right around 10 o'clock this morning. And as you go through your morning, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it gets really rough for central to east central Florida. But then it starts weakening greatly once you get around 2 p.m. So I really don't see a problem once you get past that. You have some nasty cells, but the bulk shear is gone at that point, and your perimeters are really small. And for Texas and Louisiana as well, when you go into your Friday and Saturday, that's when you have your most severe part as far as the severe sunstorms and possible tornadoes. You have very strong Cape values starting off at 7 p.m. This is what I'm showing that the worst will be around 7 p.m. into the overnight. And as it drags on, you can see it gets really strong right around 1 o'clock in the morning, right below Dallas, Texas. And it will move to the east overnight. Now, this will affect Louisiana and Mississippi and Alabama on Saturday. So now you're going into Saturday, 10 o'clock in the morning. Now Louisiana's getting to some strong Cape values, and it does move over to Mississippi by 1 p.m. on Saturday. And then 4 p.m. is the strongest point for southern Mississippi on Saturday as it moves to the southeast. And you can see with your lightning density for Saturday, you actually get some storms building up for Texas. As a matter of fact, you get over 3,600 strikes, and it gets very strong, and it moves over to the east of Texas, which is going to be the worst. Anywhere from central to east central Texas. It will move over from Friday evening into Saturday. Now by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, now you're getting around 7, and now it's getting over 4,000 strikes. And the storms are really starting to strengthen as it goes over into Louisiana and Mississippi for Saturday. But as you go into 7 p.m. for Friday night, you can see that right here at the 850 millibar level that you have winds going from the south to the north. And now you're getting around 50 and 55, almost 60 knot winds at the 850 millibar level going south to north. And then you have the 500 millibar level going from west to east. So this is where your strongest of your shear will be mostly around 7 p.m. for eastern Texas. You will have storms, but you can't have tornadoes without rotation. And that's what the crosswinds will provide, will be your rotation. Then as you go from Friday evening into Saturday, now you can see that the strongest of the shear from 850 millibar level, the strongest is in northern Louisiana, southern Mississippi. As it moves overnight from Friday into Saturday morning, it stays strong, mostly for Louisiana and Mississippi, and then it goes into Alabama and gets even stronger on the 850 millibar level. So these storms could be even more intense as it moves over. And here's your 500 millibar level. This is right at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. seems to be a good magic hour for when everything's going to happen for you, Texas. At the 850 millibar level, you have winds going from south to north, and this is where it starts getting at its highest from 50 to 55 knots. And at the same time at 7 p.m. at the 500 millibar level, right above that, you have winds going from west to east, and now that's getting up to 50, even up to 80 knots of winds. So you have 50 to 60 knot winds going south to north on the 850 millibar level, and on the 500 millibar level, you have them going from west to east. And that crossover will cause your rotation. And it does show that it does stay strong from 7 p.m. Friday night as it moves overnight into the morning over to the southeast. So this will continue from Friday from 7 p.m. in Texas overnight into the southeast for Saturday. And your 5-day outlook for the heaviest precipitation will be in northeast Texas, northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and central to west central Mississippi. Then as you go into Saturday morning for the southeast, you can see right around 4 a.m., the storm starts coming over real good. This is your Cape values where the strength is. And it's really good strong. You're over 3,000 joules. This energy is carrying over all the way to 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, even 1 p.m. for southern Mississippi. This stays strong, over 3,000. Matter of fact, you get 3,600 joules in lots of spots, especially right there for Mississippi and Central. So you need to watch out deep south. You do have some storms coming to you Friday night, late Friday night into Saturday morning, especially into early afternoon. Now that's at 3,800. That's southern Mississippi. That's right at 4 p.m. for Saturday as the energy moves and weakens to the southeast. And these storms will carry over starting Friday evening. This is your lightning density. And you can see how you get around 4 p.m. on just Friday that the storms will be all across Louisiana. There will be lightning in Texas, but you will have storms and some rain coming across, especially by 7 and 10 p.m. for Mississippi, Alabama. But now the lightning is starting to build up late night Friday for northern Louisiana and for Arkansas as these storms move over. Now you're getting over 6,000 lightning strikes in Louisiana come 1 o'clock in the morning for Saturday. And then as this pushes over, it will go into Mississippi come 4 a.m. with over 4,000 lightning strikes, and it will stay around to about 10 a.m. So you will hear some rumbling all morning long for Saturday. As Saturday evening comes in, then it kind of stretches out to some more severe weather with a lot of thunderstorms for a lot of people, mostly for Alabama and Georgia as you get into the afternoon, and it pushes to the southeast come late evening, come 10 o'clock for Florida once again. And checking your winds as far as your crossovers of what's the chance for tornadoes for you in the southeast. This is right at 7 p.m. on Friday when it came from Texas. You can see these winds at 850 millibars going from south to north, and they do carry over and strengthen into Mississippi as you get into the early morning. And right around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning for Saturday, now you're at your strongest for your wind levels for 850 millibars, especially for southern Mississippi and central Alabama. And this is your 500 millibar shot to show you the wind's going crossing over to 850 at a different direction that will cause your rotation. You can see the worst spots is in central Mississippi and central Alabama come 1 o'clock in the morning for Saturday. Then it starts bulking up to a little bit more of the area as you come into 4 o'clock in the morning. Then right around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning for Saturday, now it's spread out amongst the whole southeast. So mostly you have Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama with the 850 crossover winds. Even though you have it right here for Georgia, you don't have the winds underneath going the opposite direction. You're just going to have some storms. The main threat for tornadoes is going to be Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle and southern Georgia. This will just be storms. This crossover wind actually can give you dangerous crossovers for tornadoes. And as you go into the evening for Saturday, it stays strong, especially for Alabama. And the rain accumulation for the southeast by this time for the next 5 days. You can see how northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi does have the worst. But you still have anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of heavy precipitation in this red for central Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, even South Carolina, and the western parts of the upstate. But now you have it for the Panhandle of Florida, southern Alabama, southern Georgia. You do have a chance for heavy rainfall within the next 5 days. And your snowfall rate for the snowstorm that is happening. If you go watch yesterday's video, I showed you hour by hour of what you're going to be getting for the snowfall rate, exactly what's going to be going on for the whole track. So please go watch that so you can see exactly when the snow is coming for you. I'm showing the information has not changed. Matter of fact, this is your GFS track, and it is showing that you will have anywhere from 3 to 5 inches falling all across the Ohio Valley, and it will start getting heavy to a major snowfall once you get to Indiana, Ohio, and then the Northeast. The Northeast has a chance for over a foot of snow for northern New York, Vermont, northern Maine. But mainly, the heaviest amount, the major snowfall, will not be until Indiana and Ohio. And it will be intercoastal on the Northeast for the major snowfall. But the extreme Northeast, you do have a chance for over a foot of snowfall, according to the GFS. Now the Euro shows the same track, but it does show less. Instead of 3 to 5 inches, it shows 1 to 3 inches, which is a little more accurate. This snow is not dropping mainly heavy. So you have some localized spots like you see right here for Kansas that you do have over 3, even possible for 4 inches, probably if I zoom in. But it does agree that the heaviest part will be for Indiana and Ohio. Then it gets more as you get towards Northeast. So the Euro shows that it will be only 3 to 5 inches as you get towards Indiana and Ohio, then as you go to the Northeast. But the Euro shows that it's not as heavy until it gets to the Northeast. The GFS showed all this was 3 to 5 inches. And the Euro shows that the heaviest part, the foot plus snowfall, will be into Canada or way far northern Maine. It will be mainly 6 to 8 inches in the extreme Northeast. But once again, it's going to be an intercoastal snowfall. And our potential velocity anomaly that we've been following, it is getting stronger. It is getting closer, guys. But look how big this thing is getting. Matter of fact, this right here and this one down here tells me that we have some surface low pressures that will be meeting up from the west coast into the central U.S. But also you have from the 27th all the way to May 4th. Even the 5th with this one here. But it's still showing a very strong anomaly from the 27th to May 4th. And on the 28th is when we're going to have our biggest chance for what could happen with this storm. It still needs to update as far as the strength of it. But if you can see this curve right here, right on the 28th, most models do agree that we will have a strong surface low pressure in the central U.S., which will be bad because you not only do you have the cold air coming in on the western side of the storm pulling down, now you have really warm temperatures and strong dew points pulling into this storm on the eastern side, so it will give it a lot of strength and potency. Now the GFS shows that right around the 27th at the beginning of that anomaly, we do get a 986 millibar pressure that will pop up still somewhere around Oklahoma and Kansas, and you do see it does pull in the storms all the way from the west. It's pulling energy all the way up from the south, and it will move to the east to northeast. It does not show it strengthening down to a 970 yet, but it does show days and days of severe storms that will be happening for us come the 27th, the 28th, the 29th. It just stays strong for days. So that velocity anomaly is showing that something is coming, guys. Now the Euro and the other models are agreeing that there will be a surface low pressure at that time. It's not showing as far south. The trend is a little further north with these models. So here's the Euro on the 28th. It actually shows a little bit northern into the Dakotas, but it will strengthen. It will bring a big surface low pressure area where you bring in storms from the south all the way to the north. And you can see the storms going across the south from the surface low pressure growing and going to the northeast. And the Canadian model also agrees that on the 27th, 987 millibar surface low pressure that will build up and it will move to the east northeast. But it also agrees that it will be a big system. Look how big this is, pulling energy from the south, from the north. We need to keep our eye on this system because the potential velocity anomaly is starting to show true. Matter of fact, I'm expecting these numbers to go down. I expect it to be an even stronger system coming, guys. So I'm going to play the NAM 3K for you guys. That way y'all can see exactly what's going on with the severe weather that's happening not only for Florida, also this snowstorm as it passes by with some severe weather and rain also for the Northeast. So God bless you all today. I appreciate y'all for coming to my channel. Thank you so much. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Please share the video, alert people of this weather that is happening. So today, guys, I'm going to read for you Revelations 9. And the fifth angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months, and their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared unto battle. And on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. And they had hair as of the hair of women, and their teeth were as the teeth of lions. And they had breastplates as it were breastplates of iron, and the sound of their wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running to battle. And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months. And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit, whose name in the Hebrew tongue is Abaddon, but in the Greek tongue hath his name Apollyon. One woe is past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter. And the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the 4 horns of the golden altar, which is before God, saying to the sixth angel which had the trumpet, Loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them. And thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them, having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth, and brimstone. And the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. By these 3 was a 3rd part of men killed, by the fire, and by the smoke, and by the brimstone, which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth, and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do not hurt. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented, not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see, nor hear, nor walk. Neither repented they of their murders, nor of their sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. Amen. God bless you all today. I hope you have a very blessed day today. For the severe weather coming, please get a little prepared for it. It is going to be a pretty good severe weather. It did look like it. God bless you all. All glory does go to God, God of Jacob. Amen.